what's up? Welcome to a new video. Thank you so much for your support on my last video. It got really a lot of attention for my channel size. I almost thought my channel was dead until I uploaded that video. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of questions, and I'm here to answer most of these questions and also give you guys some advice, some tips, some help to what to look out for when going into the new patch, which will release in 2 or 3 days. And yeah, so let's go over things I've changed since the last video. I'm now using completely new Soul and Mystic badges, which are the Virtuous Mystic badge for the Comet Strike cooldown reduction. And in unison with that, I'm going with the Desert Soul badge, which also enhances the Comet Strike. This will also be still viable, or your still go-to badges when looking for the Moonwater patch, except for the Soul badge. You will get an upgraded version, which is the Moonwater Soul badge, but it also comes with a Comet Strike damage enhancer. So with these badges now, there is really not much about your rotation that will change compared to last video. I can demonstrate it for you really quick. All you want to do now is do your animation cancel, and you can see with each cycling kick you will reduce the cooldown of your Comet Strike drastically, and you will just keep it off cooldown basically. It costs a lot of focus, however, so keep in mind of that. And I'm playing with the Gubong Explosive Rage, which has a neat mechanic when you're playing with Searing Palm. I'd usually activate it during the 3rd stage of Searing Palm. So when the balloon guy pops and we get that 45 AP buff for 10 seconds, it will also be with the 4th stack of Searing Palm. So you get 100% crit chance, 50% crit damage, 45 AP, and then you have 10 seconds of amazing DPS. Yeah, so far for what I've changed to the last video. I'm still going with R2RF. I find R2RF is still quite focus heavy unless you are at the 4th stack of Searing Palm. Until then, yeah, I'm still going with the R2RF. Then let's go over what will change for your skills in the next patch, or what blue skill books to look out for. Blue skill books right now are only kind of a thing for whales. We are not quite supposed to have those blue skills in the level 36 patch, but some have anyways, either because they have luck with their transmuting, which is 20% to 80, or they're just paid a lot of money for it. And in the Moonwater patch, the blue skill books will be a lot more accessible. So what do you need for the level 50 patch? Your key abilities will quite remain the same. Your straight jump only has a green version. The next one would be the purple version. Until then, you're stuck with that. I have seen some people in Korea use the Chained Mace triple kick. I won't be doing that. It's up to you if you do that. Your cycling kick will get a blue skill upgrade, which is the most important one, probably one of the most important ones, because this will reduce your focus cost from 3 to 2, which will make the 2RF much more functional, I'm gonna say. If you upgrade from the pivot kick to the blue version, it will also consume less focus and the damage goes up. And this will be a lot of the theme for the Wind Kung Fu Master build we are doing. A lot of the skills are not that much different to the green versions. KFM is really playable with just green books. And blue books will just improve. As well as it will do on the leading palm, going up in damage. I see some people are using the Roaring Tiger for the Searing Palm cooldown reduction. I see most Korean KFMs are using the leading palm because this is simply giving you more damage, more focus recovery. So yeah, I think it's a preference thing. I would suggest you go with leading palm. You can, however, go with the Roaring Tiger if you are more looking forward to that. Upgrading your Avenging Fist from green to blue will be quite effective as it reduces the cooldown by 6 seconds, and this is quite a vital skill to reduce both your Searing Palm and trigger your Searing Palm. Your Swift Strike will go just up in damage with the blue version, so it's not that much of a high priority. If you're looking at your Searing Palm, this one will be a high priority. This will significantly increase your damage again, as this gives you the stacking crit damage, which goes up to 10%. For Smite, there is nothing much changing if you upgrade to the blue version. Simply more damage, again, more of a low priority skill you want to look out for. Comet Strike will be a big difference. If you upgrade from the green to the blue version, you will get additional damage on a Searing Palm enemy, which in unison with the both of the Soul and Mystic, which I just showed you, will just do amazing damage, and you will do it as much as possible. Animation cancelling to reduce the cooldown, and fire and fire and fire this one into the boss will give you big damage. Then finally, of course, we will want our blue buff. Funny enough, there is no difference between the blue buff and the purple blue buff. I don't know if that's just if they missed to type something here. I think there is supposed to be crit damage coming with the purple version, because the blue one is just critical rate. It's completely missing that from the purple version, so there is really no reason to get the purple version as of right now, but maybe they will fix that. Last video I was telling you I wouldn't use the Flaming Tremor, the Volcanic Burst. It is really not that useful with the green version. It's not much better with the blue version. The damage only goes up slightly. So I would keep that as a placeholder. This skill, however, will get interesting if we are looking at the purple version. The purple version gives us a 20% critical damage buff for 10 seconds. This one is really quite nice. So if you don't have the purple version, I might just put in another Comet Strike to boost that damage, or another Cycling Kick or something like that, because until then this still seems rather insignificant for the focus cost to damage ratio. But if you get the purple version, definitely get the purple version. You will also want probably all of your iframes, because these are quite bad without the upgrade. The upgrade gives you so much effects from HP recovery, reducing Searing Palm cooldown, gives you more movement speed, evasion rate. It's really a heavily loaded buff that will help you a lot. And if you have all your iframes upgraded and you still find yourself lacking survivability, again, we can go with the Flurry into resistance, but we can also go with the Shrouded Shadow for lower cooldown, higher damage, and another option to ready Searing Palm. I leave that up to your personal preference. If you are more of a defensive player and you like to have an extra option to iframe, go with the resistance. If you like more damage and want another option to trigger Searing Palm, go with Shrouded Shadow. I don't think it's much of a difference. And going with the upgrade to the blue version of the Iron Shoulder, your cooldown reduction will go up significantly. And you can also see this one also reduces the tremor cooldown by 5 seconds. So once you have the critical buff, Volcanic Burst, that should be afflicted by the cooldown reduction from the Iron Shoulder. Last video I was showing you I was using the red counter, which gives you the critical buff. And around the green version, I would say these are pretty much equal. It's just a personal preference. Going with the blue version, however, the defensive counter will reduce your Searing Palm cooldown, and it also gives you a free time iframe after blocking successfully, which is just huge. You can iframe completely, like a multiple spin AoE from a boss with simply blocking once. So this is really quite nice. And the changes the Chaotic Surge gets from the blue upgrade. The crit buff is going up from 1.5 seconds, I believe, to 3 seconds. So it's doubled, but I would still recommend going with the blue version. if you have the blue skill book, will be quite good. And that's pretty much it. That's what you want to look out for. There is still the option to go with the Rising Dragon, going into resistance or going into stun. However, also I got quite some questions about what the skill book stacking does, and I can show you this right here. If you would have another Comet Strike skill book, you will see that the what's it called again, mastery level, I think called, going up. So your skill Grandmaster, it's called. So this will damage boost by 3.8%. It's not that much actually with the blue skill books. It will be more significant if we are going with the purple skill books, because purple skill books give even more Grandmaster level, because then it will already be 6 points, which result in 11.4% damage increase, which is quite nice. It's more than 10% onto your total damage output. I also got a lot of questions, or more like assumptions, about how much money I've spent on the game. And I think quite a few people out there forget that you can make decent money in the game without spending a dime. As you can see, I've already made 6,300 coins just on my KFM, and I've made a similar amount on my alt character. I have also a well-geared Force Master, as you can see, which I've also sold a lot of gear on, and I'm currently leveling up a Sin Assassin as well, because just having the feature that your blessing is limiting the amount of dungeons you can run, having multiple chars running dungeons is simply good to selling more gear. But there are, of course, other things you can sell, such as costumes. And I will spoil you a secret of what I'm currently gambling on. I've bought up and farmed a lot of the transformation stones, because right now transformation stones are rather cheap, as you can see. And I am convinced that these will go up in price again with the new update, as they are still used in Korea for their upgrades, and you will need more and more of that, especially for the purple poor run gear. So yeah, that's my investment strategy right now. I'm not gonna spend all my coins on it, but I'm trying to buy up as much as possible. Should they go up again in price, I will make a decent profit. And yeah, just you have to play the market a little bit if you want to be free to play and make some money. You also have to be early, because at the early stages of new patches, the demand is high and the supply is low. Gear is rare, and it will get less rare the longer the patch lives, because more and more people get access to it. So that's just the advice I can give you. Be fast, be early, sell everything that you can drop. Find out the prices. You will see that the crit rate, crit damage items are much more valuable, of course, than the other items. Look at stuff you can craft. On my Force Master, I have the Soul Wardens. No, what's it called? Not Soul Wardens. The Talisman Crafting Guild. And I just crafted the Sealing Charms over and over and sold those. So there is always ways to make money, even as a free-to-play player. And you can get the N coins, the real premium currency, because as people who played BNS Live maybe remember, you just got the Hongmoon coins, which were very limited in spending. But for example, this premium costume costs like 70 bucks, I think. I bought that with just the coins I made in game. So yeah, you can make a lot of money through this shop, as my achievement also shows you. Just find ways to make money. My advice is look out for items you can flip. Look out for items you drop. Maybe think first in terms of money, because gear will always get cheaper. Like if you drop a good weapon already, the choice is, do I wear the weapon myself or do I sell it? And I would suggest in the first week, sell everything. Sell everything you get. It's not that important to have much gear. Just sell everything you get, and then you can get the gear back cheaper and still have gems over. Yeah, that's so far. I hope you guys have a great time. Looking forward for the new patch. A lot of new stuff will come. I might make some new videos there. And until then, have a great time.